What's going on? This is Sideline to Sidelines edition of NFL News. Thank you guys for watching. I'm your co-host, Brandon, and my other co-host there is Taylor. What's going on, Taylor?
What's going on, Brandon? How you doing, my man?
Doing good.
How's it going?
Earlier this week, we talked about all of the college drama that dropped. If you guys like that, make sure you go watch that video. But we're going to talk about the NFL today. And with this episode, we'll go right into it. The Giants fired Jason Garrett last week. And was that the right call? I would say so because they beat the Philadelphia Eagles. But
absolutely. That man has no business being in any part of football. Head coach, assistant coach, water boy, ball boy, front office, you name it. That man doesn't deserve to be around any of it. Terrible coach. I don't know why he even got a job after Dallas. But hey, you know, like I say all the time, that's why they don't pay me the big bucks. No. Maybe they should, because I would have fired him a long time ago. And better yet, I would have never hired him. But that's my take. I think he's a terrible coach. I hope I never see him on a field again.
No, he's so one-dimensional as a head, like as an offensive play caller. He was like that with Dallas. I don't know why New York would keep him, and then they kept him this long. I think he's just a crappy coach, dude. And
absolutely.
Des Bryant agrees. He put it on Twitter. He was like, finally. Kadarius Toney is an electric rookie. He's kind of struggled staying healthy this season so far. But when he gets the ball in his hands, he is absolutely filthy with the ball in his hands. I mean, he's making dudes miss. You can do a screen pass that's going -5, and he's taking it 15, making dudes miss. I think Jason Garrett was hindering his ability to grow as an NFL player. I don't know if he'll thrive. It depends on who their new OC is.
Here, let me ask you this: do you think that Kadarius Toney is going to be able to stay healthy long enough to actually be a prolific player in the NFL, or do you think he's going to get weeded out due to his injuries?
I think he'll get healthy. I think it's something in the water up there in MetLife. You know, so they had Saquon. Saquon had a great rookie year. And, you know, Saquon himself is turned into a what-if player, like what could have been, simply because of injuries. And that's sad because he had the ability, like generational talent, potential Hall of Fame, you know, talent. But in this league now, it seems after their first 4 years, like after the running back, all running backs have now is their rookie contract, and that's it. And they don't.
I'm going to agree with you. I think a running back position is probably the toughest position to have longevity. Yeah. I mean, every time you get the ball, you're getting hit, you know, square in the head, like straight on. I mean, there's no avoiding contact. I mean, occasionally, if your O-line is good enough, you can break through the line without being touched. But every time you touch that ball, you're getting destroyed. I mean, you got 300-plus dudes landing on your knees, you know, hitting you square on. I mean, it's a tough position to be in, you know, and it makes sense that they're not lasting too long.
Yeah, and that's for Saquon Barkley, but for Kadarius Toney, he's a smaller receiver. He's 6 foot, like 190, but that's not too small. There are small. Like Deshaun Jackson's 170 pounds, and he's 5'10". You know, so there. I mean, it's not like I don't know, and I don't want to turn Kadarius Toney into a what if because he's still in his rookie deal.
Yeah,
I think the biggest what if about him will be because, and I know he loves Daniel Jones. He says that's his boy. It could be Danny Dimes. Danny Dimes on the season. I don't know if he's the QB of the future. I think for career wise, he's at 8,398 yards, passing, 45 touchdowns, 29 interceptions, and 84.3 rating. So that doesn't sound bad, but.
You got to watch the kid play.
Yeah, it's not like stats compared. Yeah, there's some stats where it's just like elevated. And
there's anything we know about the New York Giants franchise is they let things go on a little bit longer than they should.
Yeah.
Near the end of Eli's career, they kind of let it go on a little bit longer than they probably should have. I think they're going to do the same with Daniel Jones. Me personally, I think they should start looking for a franchise quarterback now because clearly he's not it. I give him probably 2 more years as a starter unless he gets injured before the Giants even consider making a change.
I don't even know. I'm going to throw this name out there. I think he'd be a good fit in New York is Matt Carroll coming out of Ole Miss.
Yeah, I was going to say Ole Miss QB. Yeah, that'd be a good choice.
He would be a good pick, and I think the Giants have 2 back-to-back picks in the top 10 where he could fall about that range. I think that's what I would do. I would get Matt Carroll. I don't know if Matt Carroll is going to be a franchise quarterback, but I know he's better.
Do you really? But do you think the Giants really want to take the risk on somebody who's not a franchise quarterback, but who's just slightly better than their current situation now? I mean, if the coach
wants to save his job, I mean,
if you want to save your job, go out and find yourself an elite quarterback, or trade for somebody who's going to be, 10 times better or 5 times, and 2 times better would be better, But don't waste your draft pick on somebody they're going to be slightly better, but they're not going to be our franchise.
Matt Carroll has the potential to be a franchise quarterback. It's all about potential, obviously, with any of these recruits.
Yeah.
But it's also about fit and quarterback. Obviously, we got Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson was dominant in college.
He played for BYU.
Yeah, he played for BYU.
Everybody saw that one coming. Nobody thought he was going to be good.
Yeah, and no one thought he was going to be good. But we look at Trevor Lawrence and Justin Fields. Both are top. They have the talent.
Yeah,
but absolutely. They do not have the coaches. And it's horrible scheme fit. Matt Nagy, Urban Meyer, both. Urban Meyer being his first year in the NFL, not a good fit for Trevor Lawrence and his ability. He's not helping Trevor Lawrence at all. I think he's hurting Trevor Lawrence, confidence-wise and all that.
Yep, agreed.
And then Justin Fields over there in Chicago. I think Matt Nagy. Rescue him. Save him.
Somebody save the guy, please.
And
first off, the offensive line, a little sketchy.
Yeah.
Okay, little sketchy. I get a little worried watching Justin Fields out there because I know he's about to get rocked. Okay, That's one thing you need to fix. The other thing you need to fix is your head coach.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this is
look, I get it. Your way of doing things is we don't fire a head coach mid-season. You don't have a season.
You should.
You're not going anywhere. Fire the guy, get him out of there, move on, start finding your next head coach. Because Matt Nagy ain't it.
Yeah, and going back to the Giants, I think they should follow suit and potentially fire their coach and their general manager, their GM, David Gettleman. But for Kadarius Toney, and we know we kind of moved on to Danny Dimes, but for Kadarius Toney going back, just kind of piggybacking the longevity issue, I think maybe if I don't know, I don't know. It's we'll see. I think there's something in the water up in MetLife. For Danny Dimes, like you said, I don't think he's the quarterback of the future. I don't think you said you don't think he's the quarterback of the future. But does he warrant one more season because of this class? I mean, there's no one. Everyone thought Malik Willis out of Liberty was going to be top tier. He might go in the second round now. How inconsistent he is. Quarterback in Nevada.
Is Sam Howell declaring?
Yes. He's not projected. He's projected to go to pick 20, bottom first.
I would rather have Sam Howell or Matt from Ole Miss over Danny Dimes. Yes. I personally, it's going to sound crazy, but I think Sam Howell would be a better fit for New York than Matt Corral.
I would agree. Sam Howell's more mobile, and I think with that offensive line,
I just think he would be the perfect fit for New York. You might be able to mold that guy into your franchise quarterback.
I think Sam Howell's going to have a Chad Pennington. Speaking of former, New York Jets, you got Seattle Seahawks back there, But Chad Pennington kind of, where he's like a game manager, where he's not bad. You're like, yeah, we can win some games. I mean, who's your quarterback? Chad Pennington. Oh, Sam Howell. I don't know if there's much upside for Sam Howell. I think you get what you get. You get a quarterback that struggles with accuracy issues from time to time, decision making. But he's mobile. He's really got tree trunk legs. He could run through tacklers and extend plays. I think he would. I think out of the two, like you said, would be a better fit for New York Giants. But he's going to go in the first round, and I don't think he's a top 10 quarterback. I think Matt Corral is the better of the two, and I think he is a top 10 quarterback. So I think at that point, it's where the Giants are selecting is the issue, because you're reaching for Sam Howell at 8 and 9 or wherever they're at. You're not for Matt Carroll. That's why I think they'll go Matt Carroll. But I think, like you said, Sam Howell's a better scheme fit for the Giants.
Yeah, 100%. I definitely think Sam Howell fits in their style play 10 times better. Overall, Matt's a better quarterback, but Sam Howell definitely fits what they got going on right now. So that's why I think they should push for Howell. But, hey, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Giants fans, as an Eagles fan, I have to say congrats on the dub. There was a lot going into this. We'll piggyback off the Giants and go into my beloved Philadelphia Eagles. On last week's note, I literally had praise for Jalen Hurts. And then since we didn't do last week's episode, all that, I will say this about Jalen Hurts before we get into this, right? Before I get into any stats that I got a lot. Jalen Hurts has earned one more year as the Philadelphia Eagles quarterback.
Heck yeah, yes.
But these stats are alarming, and you have to admit these stats are alarming because he continues to be inconsistent. He continues to be inconsistent, right?
He's a stat whore.
Yes. Jalen Hurts has 57% completion percentage, 3,400 yards, almost 3,500, 19 touchdowns and 12 interceptions in his career so far. And this season, he has 13 passing touchdowns, 8 interceptions, and 15 total fumbles in his career, 6 this season. And it's not a time issue in his struggles this season because he's had 3.11 seconds TTT, which is time to throw, which is the most. He's the only quarterback that has more than 3 seconds to get rid of the ball. That's because of, partially due because of scrambling and everything else. But his offensive line, the Eagles are top tier this season. And then we go on to we break this down. In the first half, he's 60% completion percentage. In the second half, he's 58%, which is pretty even. He's pretty solid. 60%, it's not too bad. But in the last 2 minutes, he drops from 60% to 50% in the last 2 minutes of each half. And then when the margin of victory rather be the Eagles winning or the opponent winning of 0 to 7 points, he's 53% completion percentage, which isn't that great. It puts him in the bottom half of the NFL. And then he's 60%, which is all right when the spread is 8 to 14 points. And he's 70% completion percentage when the margin of victory is 14 points or more. So when they're blowing teams out, he's phenomenal, right? And this kind of piggybacks off his inconsistency. But when it's a close game, he drops. He drops. And in the first quarter, he's 65% completion percentage. Second quarter is 60. Third quarter goes to 56. Fourth quarter is 59. And then within the last 7 minutes, he drops to 50%.
All right, let me bring up something here. Right, you're throwing stats around, you're throwing them my way, throwing them the viewers' way.
In the second half, and especially in the fourth quarter.
Let me ask you this: is Jalen Hurts better or worse than Carson Wentz?
He's worse. Statistically, he's worse.
Hold on. Okay, so he's worse. Can we consider this, considering how little time he had to play last year, that this would be his rookie season?
No. Okay, so I know you're going to bring that up, right?
Can you just answer the question?
No, because he's played.
Did
16
he play
games in last 5 games? I'm going to judge him harder, right? Because each rookie gets 16 games. So he's played week 12 was considered his 16th game as a starter in the league. So these last 5 games in the season, he should be graded harder because he's had 16 games, just like every other rookie quarterback, to progress. And this is my issue, right, with Jalen Hurts. He's not a bad quarterback. I'm not saying he's a bad quarterback. I think he's an inconsistent quarterback. And you have to admit, he is inconsistent. And I don't know. He's a great one. He's a great leader, and I'll give him Jalen Hurts that. That man would lead me through a brick wall. Okay. He is very great with his one-liners. But his arm talent and his decision-making, right? The reason why he's got 3.11 second, longest in the NFL is because he holds on to the ball so long. The Eagles' offensive line is ranked number 8 compared to last year when they were ranked number 19.
Can we just point out the fact that Carson Wentz in his rookie year had 16 TDs and 14 interceptions?
Yeah, he didn't have a fantastic rookie season, but he showed the difference is he's shown things.
And we also mentioned that his 2020 season, he had 16 TDs and 15 interceptions.
Yes, but here's the thing, right? There's ceilings right here, right? Jalen Hurts does not have the arm talent in the decision making, right?
Apparently, neither does Carson Wentz. Goodness gracious!
And then in 2017 and 2018, he played pretty.
Oh my god! 2017 was his best season yet.
Yes.
Well, coming up on this season might actually be his best season with the way it's going as of right now. 2017, yes, was his best season with 33 touchdowns. 7 interceptions, and that was 2017. That was his second year playing. That's fair. But his rookie season, if we're looking at games played total as of right now, Jalen Hurts and Carson Wentz. If you take Carson Wentz's rookie season,
yes.
and okay, so if you're telling me right now,
if you take similarities, right, then you go looking upside. Jalen Hurts is struggling with his decision making, and Carson.
If you got to look at the upside, Jalen Hurts isn't injured.
Struggles.
Jalen Hurts isn't injured.
Carson Wentz has missed 8 games out of 62 games in his career.
And he has a good offensive line. He has a good offensive line. He's not injury prone, like Carson. Weak knees.
Gardner Minshew right now, as you say that, is actually being told that he might start this upcoming game because Jalen Hurts has a sprained ankle.
A sprained ankle.
Yeah.
A sprained ankle.
Yeah, and it might keep him off.
Carson Wentz sprained both of his ankles in one game this year.
Yeah,
okay?
And he still played.
He has brittle bones, okay? And he's questionable. He's not doubtful. So there's that. So with all of that said,
just like his throws, they're all questionable.
If you're looking at Carson Wentz's rookie season with the amount of games he played compared to the amount of games that Jalen Hurts has played right now, they are almost identical with their stats right now.
Jalen Hurts has earned another year as the quarterback.
Yes.
I'm not denying that, especially because this is a weak quarterback draft.
So they're having similar starts to their season. There's a couple things that are different. Jalen Hurts can actually rush for yards. Let's see. I believe he's in 600.
This season?
Is 600 plus yards rushing as a quarterback?
Yeah, because that's all he does. If he doesn't have his first read, he automatically breaks down and usually goes for a run. That's why Devontae Smith threw his helmet down at the end of the game because he threw the Jalen Reagor when Devontae Smith was wide open because guess who's his
Why did you guys draft Reagor?
I'm asking that same question.
Look,
I'm saying,
if you draft these players and you put them out on the field, what is he supposed to do? Not throw to them?
Listen, but at the same time for Reagor, it's a scheme thing as well. Like we talk about quarterbacks for scheming wise, right? And also wide receivers. It's hard to develop as a young receiver when the only thing you get are bubble screens and go routes. That's the only thing that they give him. But
this man has 11 rushing TDs with a career of 1,049 rushing yards. Okay, let's go take a look at Carson Wentz. Let's see here. I don't think I can find anything.
You look for his rushing stats?
Yeah. Hold on. Let me pull this up real quick.
But all right, while you pull that up, let me talk. Listen, I'm not talking bad about Jalen Hurts. I'm saying he needs to fix his inconsistencies, and he does have a lack of arm talent, and he needs to work on moving through the progression and not just reading his top receiver and then running. Because oftentimes, and you outside of this show have agreed, when the pocket is still there, he gets a little happy feet, and he does leave early. So those are I'm not saying he's bad. I'm saying these are things.
This is what I'm going to say. If I own a Ferrari and I can drive it around, I'm going to hop in the Ferrari and I'm going to drive around. Jalen Hurts has legs and he has the ability to rush for TDs and get high yardage. Why would I not do it if I can? Why nobody complains if Cam Newton does it and he scores a TD. We celebrate him when he comes.
Last week he got benched.
His first game coming back though, we put him in. He rushes for a TD on his first play touching the ball. Everybody's all up in arms. Oh my goodness, fantastic. Whatever.
I don't think Jalen Hurts is a Ferrari. I think he's more like a Porsche.
Look, we are going back. We're going to go back to what I was saying here. We're going to backtrack just a little bit. We're going to go to Carson Wentz. Okay, this is Carson Wentz career yards rushed, okay? Career. Starting from 2016 all the way to
I didn't know we were hiring running backs as our quarterbacks here.
1,000 220 yards since 2016.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Jalen Hurts last year and this year, 1,049 yards with 11 TDs. Carson Wentz TDs, 9 total. Okay. I'm not saying that
Tom Brady or Lamar Jackson? Tom Brady prime. Can't run. Peyton Manning, Lamar Jackson.
Tom Brady, 100%.
So what I'm saying is we're not hiring running backs.
So is Michael Vick is Michael Vick one of the greatest quarterbacks to play? I'm not saying the greatest.
Not
technically.
No, stat wise, he is not.
Without you saying that. I'm not talking about rushing yards, whatever. He was a prolific, exciting, and charismatic player that everybody loved when he was in his prime.
Yes, flipping off his fans and the Falcons, and everyone loved him.
Look, he was a rushing phenomenon. Okay, he was good getting out of the pocket and rushing for yards and TDs. Okay, that was a fact. Okay,
yes, everybody was also a fantastic. But you're missing this point. If you're comparing Jalen Hurts to Michael Vick. Michael Vick had a cannon of an arm, right? His problem was inaccuracy, not that his arm strength. Jalen Hurts is having problems in inaccuracy and
you cannot speak to the faults of a quarterback and not the pros of a quarterback. If he has a good game, you go, good game. You don't highlight anything that he did good. You don't highlight anything that he corrected. He's a young quarterback who was handed the keys to a team, and he's out there trying to do the best he can right now.
He's got a full season under his belt.
I guarantee
two full seasons.
Well, he has one technically full season if you combine the games together.
I'm talking about like training camp and
okay, well, it's the Eagles, so training camp's like going to Richlands High School JV football team and practicing with them. Anyways, what I'm saying is you have to look at the big picture. You cannot pick and choose what stats you want to provide and leave these other stats out, okay? At the whole picture, Jalen Hurts is not the best quarterback in the league right now. No. He has a lot he needs to work on. He will be the starting quarterback of the Eagles next year, like you said, yes. But he also has some pros to his gameplay.
No, he does have
his biggest pro is his running ability.
Yes.
And if you're going to downplay
here's the problem, though,
people downplayed Lamar Jackson. Yes, the Baltimore Ravens injury-prone Baltimore Ravens without their starting running backs, without their offensive line, whatever you want to say, they are 8-4 right now. They are one of the best teams in the NFL right now. And guess what?
Guess what you're missing?
Guess what the reason for that? Lamar Jackson and his rushing ability.
Quarter, who do I want? Who do I want?
Iguodala.
No, but for real. No, Lamar Jackson, and this is the thing. Lamar Jackson has a cannon of an arm just like Michael Vick did. And the big thing Lamar Jackson had coming out of college was potential inaccuracies, just like Michael Vick. Jalen Hurts had inaccuracies and poor arm strength, which makes him not be able to throw every single NFL throw. And he has slow progressions when he tries to read the defense, and he struggles with that. And he can be better.
If Jalen Hurts is in the pocket and he's scanning the field and he doesn't see a good opportunity for him to get the ball down the field, he leaves the pocket,
but he doesn't
rushes for 10 to 15. Right? Rushes for 10 to 15, gets a first down or a touchdown.
He calls hike. He doesn't see Devontae Smith open or whoever his first read is, and then he dips. He gets happy.
Hold on. If he has an average of 3+ seconds to pass, that means he's statistically he is statistically staying in the pocket for at least 3 seconds.
To throw. Okay? That's from calling hike. That includes running around and doing zigzags and around the
what I'm saying is right now he has 3 seconds in that pocket. Okay. After those 3 seconds, he is dipping out, rushing for yards to gain the first down or a touchdown. Okay. He is doing the best that he can with what he has. You guys didn't draft one of the best wide receivers,
Justin Jefferson. I know. And don't throw that in my face. But listen, he still has talent around him. Yeah, Jalen Reagor might be
He's got one.
But Devontae Smith is phenomenal.
He's got one.
And Quez Watkins
He's got one good weapon.
Dallas Goedert is a top 5 tight end. Dallas Goedert
Have you seen the tight ends this year? Have you seen the tight ends this year? I could be a top 5 tight end.
He's the reason why Zach Ertz is on the Arizona Cardinals. And
Zach Ertz was getting old, and you guys were looking to trade him for the past 2 years. So I don't want to hear that.
Dallas Goedert is a solid tight end, and everyone said this season that the Philadelphia offense is dangerous. This is before Jalen Hurts showed off we only went off 4 games off when they said that Philadelphia is a dangerous team because of their offense. They have wide receivers. Their offensive line is healthy, yada, yada, yada. So no excuses there. Listen, I think he can be better. I'm not saying he cannot, but there are things he needs to work on if he wants to be a franchise quarterback in this league. Because if not, what he will end up with is being a journeyman quarterback, like say a Tyrod Taylor, who is a good quarterback. I think Tyrod Taylor is a good quarterback, but that is what will happen.
You cannot say that
especially listen. Philly fans, right? The city of Philadelphia. It's what'd you do for me now, right? I'm not saying like he doesn't have it, and then each week it's an emotional roller coaster. It's like a toxic relationship. You're sitting there like, yeah, he's doing good. He's rushing those yards that you're talking about, and he threw a first down, and then he throws, and that last drive against the Giants where he could have won the game. Yes, Jalen Reagor dropped 2 potential game-winning touchdowns, right? But before then, he threw almost 3 interceptions, 3. And it wasn't Jalen Reagor's fault. It wasn't Devontae Smith's fault. It wasn't Gallard's fault, Miles Sanders, or whoever you want to. It was Jalen Hurts' fault. And he took ownership for it. He did, which he's very good at. He's saying, hey, I messed up. I screwed up. I need to get better. Which I like that about him, is accountability.
So let me say this.
Jalen Hurts needs to be better. It's simple, plain and simple.
I will say this. Yes, Jalen Hurts does need to play better. That is a statement that I will say straight up. Okay. Jalen Hurts.
Get out of here. Get out of here. Matthew Stafford.
How many games? Hold on. Out of the last 4 games that you've played, the Eagles have played, how many games have you won?
What is that? Maybe 1?
Maybe 1. Out of the last 4 games that the Rams have played, how many have they won?
Let's look this up.
1.
1, yeah. But Matthew Stafford has the intangibles to turn it around and the experience. Right.
I'm not seriously saying that I'd take Jalen over Matthew Stafford. I'll clearly take Stafford over him. But what I'm saying is these players, no matter how seasoned, no matter how skilled, no matter how many weapons they have, still have blunders. Okay. The Rams have lost the last 3 games. Okay. Within the last 3 games, Matthew Stafford has thrown 3 pick sixes. Okay. He's thrown, I believe, 6 interceptions in those last 3 games. This is Matthew Stafford we're talking about. Yeah. Okay. He's not your average quarterback. He's a really good quarterback. He's not the best ever or like the greatest, whatever. But what I'm saying is he is a really good quarterback, and he's thrown 3 pick sixes, Bradford, 6 interceptions overall. And Jalen Hurts is doing bad right now. You got to give him time. Every time he has a bad game, you can't go out there and say, "Oh, Philadelphia's got to burn down. We got to get him out. We got to get somebody else in here. We need to get a whole new front office. We need to fix all of this stuff." You got to let these players come in and try and build around them. They got to get used to it and everything.
That's what I'm saying, right? I think the Eagles draft Chris Olive out.
Philadelphia pushed Carson Wentz out for the same reason.
No, I know.
That's all I'm saying.
And that's my issue. Carson Wentz statistically only had 1 bad season in 2020, and then the downfall was drafting Jalen Hurts, and obviously that broke up the relationship and stuff like that. Instead of helping him, Carson Wentz when he's
that's why you hate him. You hate him because you guys draft him. That's why
I don't hate Jalen Hurts. I said this. I just don't know at this point in his career. I'm going to let it play out for another year. If he is a franchise quarterback, because from the stuff I've seen from just non-bias, having a weak arm, his non-decision making, he's already getting Devontae Smith teed off because Devontae Smith was wide open multiple times for a game-winning touchdown and just did not throw it to him because he did what he did. He had time in the pocket, got happy feet, and then threw it to Reagor. Reagor should have caught it, but nonetheless. And that's what I'm saying about Jalen Hurts is I think he gets another year. I think he has potential. But he just has to get better at
this. Doesn't have anything to do with the comparison of the two. This is just a stat I want you to take a shot at with Carson Wentz that I just pulled up here that I thought was a little surprising. What do you think Carson Wentz's QBR rating is this year?
1 million.
Honest answer.
No, his QBR probably is like an 88 or 91.
His QBR this season is 56.7. This man is throwing for 2,790 yards, 21 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions, and his QBR is 56.7.
I mean, that could just go to who does QBR.
I'm just saying, I thought it was a pretty surprising statistic because it just popped
Josh
up
Allen,
here.
You got similar stats with Josh Allen. People would consider Josh Allen a phenomenal talent. I mean, we'll talk about Carson Wentz later in the show. I know you said that he is. I know comparing the two just because he was in Philly, potentially your comeback player of the year, and I would agree.
100%. He is definitely my comeback player of the year. He is. I do believe that Philadelphia pushed him out way too soon. Personally, I think he's a really good quarterback, especially whenever you build around him and give him the pieces he needs and give him an O-line. When he was in Philly, he didn't have an offensive line.
Ranked 19. And his main receivers were Travis Fulgham and Greg Ward. Those were his two receivers. So, and Zach Ertz was hurt and Dallas Goedert was hurt. So
I give Carson Wentz the credit that he is due, but I will say that Jalen Hurts does deserve some credit.
He does. For
what he himself has had to rebuild since Carson left. It kind of shattered the atmosphere of the Philadelphia Eagles.
The atmosphere, I would
He's
agree
a young kid.
The team has gotten better, but the atmosphere.
Look at all these young players right now, okay? Out of this draft class, who's playing good? One player, Mac Jones.
You're talking about quarterbacks?
Quarterbacks.
I was going to say
quarterbacks.
I'm talking about quarterbacks. Receivers.
No, there are plenty of good receivers out there. I'm talking about quarterbacks. Who's playing good?
Yeah,
Mac Jones. Okay, look at all those quarterbacks that should have been doing good. Okay, give him some time. If we're going to say, we need to give Trevor Lawrence some time. If we need to give him some time and him some time and build around him, give him the
this
pieces.
Draft class. I will give you that, right? Because we compare him to the last draft class.
I know.
Joey Burrow.
Technically, no, this is not Jalen Hurts' rookie season, but I personally am taking this as his rookie season because it's his first full season playing. If Ben Simmons can win Rookie of the Year his second season playing, I can consider this his rookie season.
And Ben Simmons shouldn't have. But
absolutely not.
16 games he's played, right? So these last 5 games, hold on.
Jalen Hurts, let's see, this season, he's thrown 2021 13 TDs, 8 interceptions.
He's got 15 total fumbles, but he's got a 6 this year. But these last 5 games, I think, should be graded a little hard. Now, the Eagles, and this is why I say this, right? The Eagles statistically have the easiest remaining schedule in the NFL, meaning these last 5 games are the easiest they'll ever get for him, ever, right? So, he's got his.
What do you guys got? The Lions, then the Lions, then the Lions?
We got the football team.
That is not an easy one.
I'm saying rating wise.
That's rating.
Listen,
who's after that?
We got for week 13. We got the Jets.
Okay.
And if he struggles, because they're 32nd rank for pass offense. He struggles there.
Who did the Jets beat this year?
I don't even know. Then there are bye weeks. Week 14.
Take a guess, real quick. Take a guess. Who did they beat?
The 72
Tennessee Titans.
They've been struggling though since Derrick Henry
left. Guess who was there when they beat him?
The ice cream man,
Derrick Henry.
But we got the Jets.
So you cannot base
the Giants again,
one game,
and then I think the Cowboys
around an entire player and say that's how that player plays. You cannot say that. If Jalen Hurts struggles against the Jets, that's it. I'm done. He doesn't deserve another season or whatever you were going to say.
That's not what
you can't say that because the Tennessee Titans struggled against the Jets.
The only good
lost.
team we play is Week 18 against that has a winning record right now. Right now, as we speak, I'm not. We're not going to hypotheticals. We're going as we speak. The only one with a winning record right now is the Cowboys, and that's Week 18.
I'm not gonna lie, that should be one.
What?
Nothing.
So, that's where I just think these last 5 games, I think it's okay to grade him. I'm not saying he struggled, so he's out, right? I'm saying these last 5 games, he does need to show improvement. And Why not? Because when teams like the Giants are saying, how do you stop the Eagles? Is by stopping the run because we want Jalen Hurts to throw the ball. That concerns you as a team, does it not? I mean, does that not concern you as a coach? When the other
no,
team
it does concern. Yeah, it would be concerning if that was what they were saying.
And it's exactly what Jordan Love of not Jordan Love, whatever his name is, of New York Giants.
All right, let's go ahead and do this. Let's move off of this topic. I have one last thing to say on this topic, and then we're going to move into the next one.
All right, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you one question. Okay, it's a yes or no question, and then we move on. Okay, do the Philadelphia Eagles make the playoffs?
As an Eagles fan, I hope.
Honest answer.
Honest answer. No.
All right. Next subject, sir.
Next subject. All right. Our next subject is we're going over to the Cardinals. The Cardinals keep winning with Colt McCoy. Yes, he's seasoned veteran. Does this hurt Kyler Murray's chance at MVP this season? I personally think Jonathan Taylor should win it, but Murray's there. And is Kyler Murray's a good quarterback, but does the stacked team kind of more to, I guess not blame, but more to say for his success or for the team's success? Obviously, it's a team game, but everyone always piggybacks off it's a quarterback league. Is it Kyler Murray or the team?
I'm going to say it's the team. Honestly, I mean, on the defensive side, I mean, good luck going up against them. I would personally say that's the main reason why they've been winning the games, is because nobody can compete with their defense they have right now. They are unstoppable on that side of the ball. And then you transition over to the offensive side. You've got D-Hop.
Yeah.
That's enough. Okay?
AJ Green when he's actually looking for the ball.
The Texans had D-Hop and they were good.
Yeah.
Okay? Wherever D-Hop goes, the winning record goes with him. Okay? Mm-hmm. You have Colt McCoy. Okay? Colt McCoy. All right? Whew. That boy sucks. Straight up. All right?
He's good in college.
He may have progressed a little bit, since he hasn't really played much, but
it's like his 12th season.
He's not that good, okay? And he's coming in here and they're still winning games with him.
Well, they're 9-1 right now, so.
All right. I don't know what you guys want me to say. It's not Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray is a prolific quarterback. He's great. He's stunning to watch. He's definitely great on his feet, He's elusive, all this other stuff. I just don't think he's the sole reason why that team is winning. I really don't have a single player from that team that I would say they're the MVP. That's the reason they're winning. I feel like even when D-Hop wasn't playing because he was injured, they were still winning games. So it's not just D-Hop. It's not just Kyler. It's not just Ertz. It's not just Jones.
AJ Green. And
it's not just one particular person. I just think they have really good chemistry and they know how to use that chemistry to win games.
Team is built, bro. I'll tell you. I do think that his team should be in consideration when running for MVP. I know that makes no sense, but I don't know. To me, Jonathan Taylor is just having one of those years, right? As a running back, and I know it's normally a quarterback award. To me, I'm going JT over there in Indy. Kyler Murray, no shade. He's a solid quarterback, but I just had to get the team, man. Like it's like when Tom Brady left the Patriots. People are like, well, let's see if he's actually as good as he says he is. He's leaving. Well, granted, he went from the Patriots to Mike Evans and Antonio Brown and Leonard Fournette. He went to a stacked team. He just left a stacked team to go to another stacked team. Right. But
all right. So since we're talking about a little bit on the MVP stuff here, give me your top five.
Top five for MVP,
and then I'm going to compare you to the ESPN's top 5 MVP rates as of now, what they have.
Let me write this down as I go. Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah.
Colt McCoy. No, I'm kidding.
Throw him in there.
All right. JT. Man. Cooper Kupp would be in there. Just because he's having a phenomenal season. Kyler Murray, I would throw in there even though he got hurt. Man, it's hard to.
Yeah.
Man.
on the spot.
Kirk Cousins is technically having a good season.
Yeah.
I'll throw Kirk Cousins in there, up there in Minnesota. And to round it out, Trayvon Diggs.
All right. I've seen the list. I'm actually doing 24/7 Sports because ESPN, they haven't updated since the 17th.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Slacking. So personally, JT would be my number one. If not JT, I would say Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah,
would be it.
Mm-hmm.
That's who I'm going with.
Discount double.
So now that we have your list here, I'm going to go ahead and read off the top 5. They have a whole top 10 list, but I'm going to read you the top 5 here.
Right.
Okay, we've got Tom Brady at number 1. No real surprise. Tom Brady's always in the top 5. Personally, I don't see him as an MVP this year. He's really not having a stellar season.
He's having a good season, but he's not having.
I wouldn't say MVP caliber. Really, really good season. I mean, they got a winning record. It's Tom Brady, the Buccaneers. Yeah, MVP, maybe top 10, but top 5, especially number 1. No. Definitely top 10, though. So that's who they have at number 1. Number 2, we're going to move in. We've got Aaron Rodgers of the Green Bay Packers. As I said, I agree. Number 1 or number 2.
Yeah, I agree there.
Position him where you want to put him. So that's where I'd put him.
Completely forgot about Aaron Rodgers, to be honest.
So this list, let me just double check here, see when this was updated, because I personally don't agree with this. It was updated. Okay, it was updated 2 days ago, so it is actually really
accurate.
It's pretty up to date. So at number 3, they have Josh Allen.
But see, Carson Wentz has better stats than him this season. So if you're going to say Josh Allen, you got to put Carson Wentz up there.
So, okay. So let me say this before we continue. I think a lot of people get lost in what MVP means. Yes, Carson may have better stats.
He's not the most valuable player on the team.
Is he more valuable to the team than Josh Allen is? Because Josh Allen, he has a pretty good weapon in Diggs, but nothing else too wild.
I'll give you that.
So I kind of see where they're coming from here. Do I think he should be in the top 5? No. Top 10, yes. But I don't think he should be number 3 in this. Definitely not.
Yeah.
This one's truly surprising. Patrick Mahomes.
He's turned it up this past couple weeks. So
he has turned it up this past couple weeks. But if I'm saying a most valuable player, how many interceptions did he have at the beginning of the season that cost him to be so low in rankings throughout this season?
They're 7-4 right now. I mean, it's not bad.
Yeah, but what did they start out as?
Yeah, I mean, I'll give you that. They're like 4-4, or like 3-4.
So I guess we could put him at top 5. I guess you can argue that. Again, personally, I wouldn't put him up there. Definitely don't think he's going to win. And then number 5, they have Jonathan Taylor, who you and I both agree who should be number 1 or number 2, up there with Rodgers, battling it out. He is having a phenomenal season. I don't know why they have him ranked so low, especially below Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen. I definitely don't see Tom Brady playing better football than Jonathan Taylor, but hey, whatever. So let's see if any of your other listed players are on this list. We got Dak Prescott at number 6. Boo. We've got Lamar Jackson at number 7.
No, he just threw that away.
So it looks like we have Kyler Murray at number 8, which I would agree to number 8.
Yeah, if I had to go back, I'd take Kyler Murray and put Aaron Rodgers in top 5.
Then we got Matthew Stafford at number 9. I would argue probably not after the way he's been playing. He's definitely not the most valuable player of the team. Currently, I would say Cooper Kupp or Henderson's the MVP of the Rams. So if you're the MVP of the team, you
Jefferson, though, man. Sleeper.
All right, continuing on. We've got Derek Carr at number 10. I would agree he is the MVP of the Raiders. Iffy season. I mean, with everything going on, I'll throw him in the
156 miles an hour. I mean, that's killer.
That's a different guy you're speaking of. But that's the MVP race. That's what we think. Jonathan Taylor, Aaron Rodgers, top 2 for me, and I believe the same for you.
Yeah, same for me. Yeah.
We believe some of these players on this list should not be there.
Trayvon Diggs would be my third.
Let us know in the comments what you think. Who should be in the top 5 for the MVP race? Who's your number 1? Tell us why. And do you think Kyler Murray is the MVP? Or is it just the team having good chemistry? Let us know in the comments.
So we move on from there. We just talked about Josh Allen. But Buffalo itself overall continues to struggle. Are they pretenders in the AFC? Like they beat some pretty weak teams, and then they've been struggling against some good opponents.
Yeah, I'm saying they're absolutely pretenders. They've really only, I think, they played the Jets, the Jaguars, the Saints. I don't really know who else they played, but I know they beat those teams.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
Come on, those are give-me's.
And unfortunately for me, I had the Bills going to the Super Bowl, beginning to watch the couple episodes prior.
And didn't they lose to the Jaguars? Yeah, they lost to the Jaguars too. So
the Colts beat them, but the Colts are my dark horse, so I'm not going to hold that against them. But
I'm going to say they're pretenders. I think they've come a long way from the old Buffalo Bills, but don't really think they got it.
And so, who would your team in the AFC be? Well, let me hold this, right? Because I'm going to ask you your Super Bowl predictions in a little bit. So hold on to that. I'll let you think. Who are your pretenders in the NFC?
The Rams.
The Rams, not the Seahawks?
And what are they pretending to suck?
No. I would agree. I don't know if the Rams are the pretenders.
Okay. Yeah. So I would say that the biggest pretender for me are the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
Dallas Cowboys. Look, it's kind of the same with the Rams. The Rams, I hate to say it, but they're on the edge of being pretenders. They had a really good start to the beginning of the season, but if you look at who they played, it wasn't really anybody that was too big of a threat. So they're kind of looking like pretenders because we go up against some talent and we fumble, we throw pick sixes. It's just a terrible time. So Cowboys are definitely pretenders.
That's just watching tape and getting better.
No, absolutely. They could absolutely turn around. It could just be a fluke for whatever reason. But Dallas is definitely it. Rams. That's about the only pretenders. I think everybody else is doing just about what they're supposed to be doing. I mean, I wouldn't say Tampa Bay's
pretenders.
I'm not saying
they're pretenders. I'm saying they're doing what
they've lost a couple games here and there, but nothing too wild. It's not like
goated.
Yeah. Okay.
I would agree. I think our teams there are going to be similar. Well, then we go on to we'll go on to the Colts, right? The Colts continue to impress. They lost to Tampa, but it was a close one. I don't think that was on Carson. He played a great game. Frank Wright, we just talked about the man. Run the ball with Jonathan Taylor. You were up by so much. Carson Wentz, Carson the first half put the team on his back, threw 3 touchdowns, and was playing phenomenal. And then all you had to do is you're up by like 2 touchdowns. Just run the ball. Run the clock out. Just stop. Stop throwing it. Stop. Just because listen, I love Carson. But when you make him throw 50 times a game, his cap should be 30 to 40 times. And 30 to 40 times, Carson's an MVP player. But those last 10 throws, I will say he does struggle. And when you got Jonathan Taylor. Jonathan Taylor as your running back MVP lead.
What? Just rushed for 4 touchdowns the game before.
And then you go in your press conference going, I think we had a pretty good game plan. Like, no, you literally had a Colts fan. And I wish I put it up on the OBS there just so I can show it to the viewers that there was a fan in the stands that said, his hat said, run the dang ball.
Run the dang ball, yep.
Yeah, and Frank, man, come on. Yeah. Listen.
Terrible coaching.
100%. And this is what I will say. Despite that loss, the Colts are still my dark horse to make the playoffs and potentially make a deep run. They had to first make the playoffs, but I think they will get in there. I don't think they'll sneak in there. I think they will play pretty well. And then is Carson Wentz the comeback player of the year? I mean, we talked about it.
I believe so. I'm still holding on to that. I don't think anybody's taking that away from him. I'll be really shocked if he doesn't take comeback player of the year. But we'll see. It's the NFL. They don't typically give people what they deserve or typically go along with what's right.
So. I mean, he's at 2,700 yards, almost 2,800 yards. He's 10 yards short of 2,800. So we'll just say 2,800. So he's 200 yards, 3,000. If he finishes the season, he's got 5 more games. If he finishes the season with 3,000 yards, plus, he'll probably have a couple more, but 3,000 yards, probably like 32 passing touchdowns. We'll say 30, 32. 30, and keeps at 5 interceptions, struggles. We can even add, he goes 30 and 7 with 3,000 yards. I think he should be in the MVP discussion, being that he'll be at 65% completion percentage, which is pretty good. Is actually really good. And the Colts sneak into the playoffs. I think Carson Wentz should win comeback player of the year. He's having a phenomenal year, and listen, as a Philly fan, I follow a lot of Philly media. They literally say the man over in Indy. They don't even say his name like it's Lord Voldemort, because they're so salty that they ran him out of town earlier than needed. And I don't know. I think the Eagles and Carson, I don't want to beat the dead horse, but I think they needed to break up, right? It got toxic, and it got toxic quick. And I think he's a good fit in Indy. He should win comeback player of the year, and I don't think there's anyone out there that I'd be like, oh, yeah, they should win it over Carson. I think he should pretty much he's locked in if he continues at this pace that he's at.
Agreed.
Going on to that, we're about to wrap things up, but we'll go on and give our Super Bowl predictions. I asked about it. Who do you got? And I'll give mine after.
Super Bowl predictions. Oh, it's definitely changed. I'm going. Look, I'd love to say my Rams, but unless they start shaping up, so I'm gonna go with this. I'm gonna say, let's say the Rams don't shape up, don't figure out the struggles they've got going on. I'm going with the Cardinals. 100% got to go with the Cardinals. Mm-hmm. There's no doubt in my mind. I mean, I just don't really see anybody beating them, honestly. And then go with the Patriots.
The Patriots? I mean, you laugh about that. I could see it. Mac Jones is playing really well, man.
I laugh because I didn't think I would say it this year, dude. I'm honestly saying I think the Patriots. It's wild. Yeah. And people are probably going to be in the comments saying I'm an idiot, that they probably think the Ravens or the Chiefs or something like that. But have you seen the way Mac Jones is playing? Get out of here, man. I got Mac Daddy Jones in the Patriots.
As a rookie, he has the highest completion percentage of any quarterback, and that includes anyone, right? Not just rookies. That's what I'm going with, man. That's a good prediction. I'm going to have to go Chiefs versus I'm going to go Cardinals. Chiefs
versus Cardinals. That's
Dude,
nice.
Something tells me if the Colts get in, I don't know if they'll go to the Super Bowl, but I think they'll make a strong push as long as everyone stays healthy. Again, they're my dark horse. I think they're a team that if the Chiefs play them in the playoffs, they're going to kind of go, oh, it's just the Colts, and kind of sleep on them, and then the Colts are going to come out banging.
They need to focus on that run game if they want to go deep into the playoffs.
They definitely do run the ball, as the dudes had said.
They need to have an even balance. They don't just need to focus on passing or rushing. They just need to find a good mixture of both. And
kind of find that soft
coaching,
spot, right?
Coaching needs to be a little better.
Yeah, and I mean, look at the Eagles. They've noticed that when we run the ball 60% of the time and pass it 40% of the time, and the run game gets going, obviously it runs down to it. We play well. For the Colts, you can probably lean on Carson's arm a little more. He does have a big-time cannon. He is a playmaker himself. Then 60-40. I would probably say a good 55-45, right? 45 passing, 55 running. I think that's a good mixture of both. Solid game plan. So those are our Super Bowl predictions. We'll go ahead and go on at 32-2 before we end the NFL portion of our show. So let me go. I'm all the way in week 18. What are we in? Week 12? Week 12? 13? We are in week 13.
13, yeah.
All right, so let's go. I'm gonna give you the Eagles and Jets. Who you got?
I got the Eagles.
All right.
I think Hurts is going to show out.
All right, then we got the Cowboys and Saints on Thursday Night Football. I'm gonna go Cowboys. Taysom Hill is starting for the Saints, but the Saints aren't anything without Jameis Winston, in my opinion. I'm going to give you the Chargers and the Bengals. This will be a good one.
Going the Bengals, baby. Hooday.
All right. I want Iguodala apparently is, Max Kellerman over there. The Bucks and the Falcons, I'm going to go Buccaneers. I don't think the Falcons are playing. They're playing better. Matty Ice is playing well.
Yep. Considering.
All things considered, but I think the Bucks take it. The Giants and the Dolphins.
I'm going to go Giants. Seems like they got something going right now. Dolphins.
Tua's been playing better. Tua's
been playing better. Weedle's been doing it. I'm going Giants.
All right. The Colts and Texans. I think the Colts win and move on to 7-6, giving them a winning record. Vikings and Lions.
The Lions will get their first win against the Vikings.
Oh, my Lord.
That's the Vikings way, baby.
Oh, man. Woo. Man. All right. Well, I want to hold that to you. All right.
Go ahead.
Cardinals and Bears. I think the Cardinals win. Kyler Murray's back. It didn't matter. We talked about it earlier, I think.
Yep.
And it doesn't matter. And they're 9-2, not 9-1. My bad. Jaguars and Rams. This is your team.
I'm hoping the Rams. Even as a set aside, boom, there's my Rams fan base right there.
Yeah.
Please,
beat the
God,
Jags.
Win a game. I'm going to go a little into this real quick, okay?
You're good.
You went the whole month of November without winning a game. It was no win November for you. I'm out.
NWN, no win November. I think
Rams.
The Jags are a good game to rebound from too, to kind of figure it out.
Gives them a little confidence boost.
Yeah. We have and it's Jalen Ramsey's former team. We have the football team versus the Raiders. I think that the football team pulls this one away and gets to 500. The Ravens versus the Steelers.
Ravens. God, the Steelers are
bad.
Just terrible,
The Steelers are bad. For a 5-5 team,
watch,
they are bad.
They are horrible.
49ers and Seahawks. I'm going to go 49ers, but I know you really wanted to talk about it, and we kind of didn't necessarily cut it out. We just kind of sped past it. I'll let you go off on the Seahawks real quick.
I'm going to wait for that for my hot take.
All right. We'll wait for it then. All right, 49ers, I'm going to give Jimmy Garoppolo heads up. We didn't talk about it, but they already said they were going to try to trade Jimmy Garoppolo out this season and give Trey Lance the keys. So that's big time. Broncos versus the Chiefs.
Chiefs.
All right, and then we have the Patriots versus the Bills, 8-4 versus 7-4. I will say that the Patriots, when they're playing, phenomenal. All right, so we'll go ahead and go to our hot takes before we end the show. Go ahead and do your hot take.
What are y'all doing? Huh? DK Metcalf. Open the whole game. And you don't go to him. Did the man do something? Pete Carroll, did he hit on your wife?
Probably
did. Did he hit your kids? Did he steal something from you? What is going on? Why is he not getting the ball? You guys are blackballing this man and almost kicking him out of your team. Okay, I don't know what is going on, but I do know this. Pete Carroll does not need to be the coach of the Seattle Seahawks anymore. He has lost his touch. He had a great run. They had the dynasty, the Seahawks dynasty. It's not really a dynasty, but the Legion of Boom, whatever. It was fun. It was great to watch. I enjoyed it. The city of Seattle enjoyed it, but it's time to give it up. You're done. Your time's out. I mean, look at this. Somebody made this. Somebody took the time to make this.
Yeah.
Do you believe this? This is you. This is you right now, okay? This is your football program right now, okay? People are putting your name on the Jets logo. It's the biggest FU I've ever seen, okay? Get Pete Carroll out. Fix that offensive line. Get DK Metcalf the ball. He has proven he is one of, if not the fastest player on the field at any given time. He's got incredible length. The dude's phenomenal. Give him the ball. Okay. It seems like after he had his little spat with old Shannon Sharp, that you guys just said, we're not going to give me the ball no more. Yeah. Makes no sense to me. I don't know. I wish somebody would come out and tell me what the hell's going on, because I'm lost. I'm clueless on the situation. The Seahawks, you might lose Russell Wilson at the end of the season. I don't really see him wanting to stay. I think he's going to demand a trade. I don't know what his contract situation is. If it's up, I think he's going to be a free agent, going to go somewhere else, which would suck for you guys. Maybe go to the Eagles.
Yeah,
but
I had a dream about it.
You guys need to fix it, because, the cards are stacking and they're lining up in the favor of the Eagles right now to possibly acquire Russell Wilson. Get rid of Pete Carroll. He's destroying the franchise right now. That is my hot take. Seattle Seahawks, or better known as the Seattle Jets.
Yeah. And my hot take will be, it might just be quick and short to the point. Trayvon Diggs, the last 5 games, he's at, I think, 9 interceptions.
Phenomenal.
Yeah. I'm going to say he gets 5 games left. I'm going to say he gets 13 on the season and wins, and then comes back and wins MVP. Those are our hot takes. This is our segment of the NFL. Again, if you guys like college news and college, go back to our other episode that was released Wednesday. We thank you guys, and make sure you hit the notifications so every time we post a video.
Buttons.
And hit that subscribe button. Thank you guys. Peace out.